feeling it like.
Hey, what's up guys? We're the Major League Puddle Jumpers, and today what we have in store for you guys is a radiation forest. It is getting dark. It is sunset right now.
Hurry here. So what we're doing?
I got an airsoft gun just in case. With I only packed 1 BB, and then I got a pocket knife, of course. And then he has a big old dagger.
Big old.
Oh, I didn't even say like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
All right, so I'll explain this for you guys real quick. So I come down to these woods all the time. They're really big. There was a radiation dig site out there that direction. A bunch of chemicals were dropped there. I have explored basically everything, but we're gonna explore a part that gets really like creepy and dark, and I've never really messed with much before. And it's getting dark right now, so it's gonna be really dark in there.
Let's just slim it down. We're trying to hope we find the KKK. All right, we'll see you guys there when we're like deeper into the forest. All right, guys. So what we got right now is, you see that dark part with the fog? That's where we're headed. Right now, we were just over there, but now we are over here going towards the fog. Let's find out what happens. All right, guys, we legit just found a bone when walking towards the fog.
That looks like... I'm not the best with bones, but maybe a dog?
If somebody can leave
or a deer
something down in the comments below.
If any of you know, I don't know for sure. I'm gonna show this to my dad because he'll probably know. We don't want to touch that. We don't know what's in that.
All right, so I'll keep it recording right now.
Good spot. I thought that was a trap. And I glanced at it. You smell that sewer smell?
Yeah. Heads up. There's pieces of crap everywhere. Right there. Watch out. You almost stepped in it. There's deer poop.
Where? Oh yeah,
deer poop.
It's alright, don't worry about it.
And I have shoes that I wear to school right now.
Why didn't you wear your boots?
I don't know. Heads up, deer crap. You just stepped right in it.
I don't care. I'm wearing my boots.
I'm watching the ground because I don't want to.
That's over there.
Yeah.
Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll be back to you guys because I really want to look out for the crap that's everywhere. Alright, guys. So
guys, I'm gonna explain something. There's one guy that comes out here and gets real drunk and he burns a bunch. This looks like it may have been part of the burn area at one time a few years back, but this is basically the Deadlands.
Bro, it's looking like
there's nothing out here. And we just heard a...
It's like straight up.
Yep, this is it.
Terrain crossing right here. It's like dark, light, dark. Oh my god, guys. There's no more deer poop, so that's a good sign. If you hear me talking kind of light, it's because we don't want anybody to hear us. Now, see how open these things are? Somebody burned down this whole place. And plus, we just heard a scream. A couple said, is that a tire?
What?
Is that a tire?
That probably is a bunch of crap down here. But as you guys can see, come on over here. This goes on for a while, and it's just like Deadlands. There's nothing. There's never been animals here. Everything's knocked down and like destroyed.
There is no animals at all.
Everything's dead too. So
there's
you better watch out.
There's squirrels over there.
We're running low on time. We gotta hurry this up. Just watch out because everything's real dead.
We'll be back to you guys when we find something interesting. Guys, we legit just found a swamp in Illinois.
Where does this come from? That's my question. Is this part of the sewer down here? Like where, you know, because sometimes it lets out? We'll check that out on our way back. Let's just stay out of that.
Yeah. Alright, guys. So, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's something blue down there. If you guys can
It's probably just a can. There's a lot of those. They're full of like gasoline and stuff.
Guys, I am so paranoid right now. We're on 10%, so I'm gonna cut it here. See you in a bit, guys. We are pretty deep. We're at that blue thing now. Remember that one I was talking about? It's really far away. We're there. We're there. It's really dark, and we see a sign over there. It's getting decently dark.
Alright, let's keep going.
And me and Ayden are going to travel further.
Something out, which I think is kind of weird. I don't know if it means anything. I know we are kind of being really superstitious right now, but these like oil drums, especially the blue ones, have been just literally spread random, just in random places. I find them all the time. I find find some of the little gas-like tanker-like things, whatever the heck you call them. But I don't know.
Alright, guys. Since I'm on like 10%, I'm gonna like not stop, but I'm gonna stop the clip right here.
Dude, there's something in there.
Actually, never mind. I'm gonna keep going.
See it moving? Stay clear of that opening there. Make sure there's no other opening. There's legit something in there. See it moving a tiny bit? Over here.
No, kick it. I'm gonna see if I can move it.
Watch.
That's
stuff in
some
there.
liquid.
What is it?
I don't know.
And if it's been turned over like this, water would not easily get in through that little hole there.
Bet you it's sewage. Yeah, guys, this is getting creepy. I'm gonna end the clip right here because I'm
keep
moving
it
on
on,
better.
dude.
So.
Okay. Alright guys, so what we decided to do is we're going to turn back. Right now it's getting really dark and we have like almost half a mile to walk. Half a mile to a mile.
So we're gonna come back tomorrow.
We're gonna come back tomorrow morning. We're gonna set our stuff to wake up
at
at
around
like
5 in the
because we're
morning.
camping out right now.
5 in the morning. We'll eat around 5:30. Let's say.
So
So we'll be back in the morning and keep
up.
it good. You good? There are a lot of thorns out here, guys. Everything you see is a thorn. A thorn. We'll see you in the morning. Guys,
Alright guys, we just found this yellow thing that caught our eye.
We were walking on there.
It's like a sign, but it has nothing on it.
Guys, it's getting really dark. I don't want to be in here. Just want to hop back over.
And it's been like glued to the tree here.
And stapled.
Many
times. Guys, that's all I wanted to say. I want to get out of here.
Alright, yeah,
like,
we're gonna be
scat.
back in the morning.
Ayden saw like a flashlight down there. We'll be back in the morning.
We
See ya.
will alright, guys, this is, if we're doing a part 1 and part 2, this would be the end of part 1. Now we're gonna both kind of go over what we saw today and think about kind of what we think it may be, what it may mean. I know that may not seem like there was very much going on today, but it is pretty interesting, especially to us, so we're gonna go over it.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about why the forest was so dark and why the grass on the other side was so light and it had an instant change. Ayden?
Well, what I think is either it was, as we were mentioning, somebody burned that at one time and it's still just really like dead and bad.
But yet leaves don't turn gray.
Yeah, the leaves were gray, which was weird. I don't know if it caught well enough on camera for you guys, but the leaves were gray. And that was the only part of the woods. I know this right now it's like early spring, and I know back in the summer when I was there were still no leaves on the trees. And
were the leaves still gray in the summer?
No, there were no leaves on the trees, and it was gray on the ground. But everywhere else you went, there were leaves on the trees, and they were all green and like full of life. I think.
Is it because of the radiation? Because there was a dig site before.
Yes, there were.
And I believe the swamp that we saw today. If you guys can see me, I believe the swamp that we saw today. We good?
Almost. I'll just take it here.
But I believe the swamp we saw today was kind of something to do with the radiation dig site, because it smelled so bad, yet it looked so dark. What are you doing?
Alright, well, don't get that too close. I think it could be part of that. And the thing is, I don't know. I know sometimes we sound a little too much, but what we know of the area really doesn't give us any clue. I mean, it could be some sort of radiation type of thing that kind of did something weird. And that could be the exact area, because I know just not too far from there, that's where they actually had the official dig site that I witnessed. Like, I just saw, it was a couple months ago, they had just finished it up. But yeah, it could be because of that.
So yeah, guys, we might be doing a part 1 and a part 2 of this. If we are doing a part 1 and part 2, this would be the end of part 1, and tomorrow would be part 2, because this is the longest video we have ever done in, it's been 2 days, to be honest. It's been 2 days, 2 full days. Not so far, it's been 1 full day.
It may possibly be the longest. Maybe.
It so far is the longest video we've ever recorded. Not longest, but longest in our eyes, because we are waiting, we are sleeping it out. So, next topic will be, why... We'll be back to you when we think of a topic.
Alright, for the next topic we're having, the short topic, is a mix of the barrels, the sign that had nothing on it, and the birdhouses. Now, I don't know if we told you, but randomly there would also, kind of like the barrels, randomly there were birdhouses. And as it could just be plain old superstition that we have, but we think there might be something up with that, because there's a lot of oil barrels and things around. So, what do you think of that?
We kicked the oil barrel, and we don't know if it's water, we don't know if it's, I don't know, radiation juice of some sort.
Radiation juice.
I don't know what to call it.
It's most likely water, but it still
wasn't like that.
Didn't look like
it didn't
water
look
when
like
it came out.
water. If you want, you can go back to the part where we kicked it. Click the blue barrel. Kick the blue barrel.
You guys probably didn't see the best view of it, but if we stumble upon it tomorrow again, we may kick it and show you, just so you can see a bit better of what it is.
This is going to be an interesting video, to be honest.
Now the thing is, you can mix this in with, I mean, a lot of this is superstition, and it's a lot of it just some creepy stuff that we really think is weird, but everybody I've told about this has thought the same. And those woods down there, they're pretty, like, crazy. So,
sorry guys, you can't see Ayden right now for some reason.
So,
okay, yeah, you can see him a little bit now.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know exactly what to say. I don't want to build up so much superstition that I almost get hate. But I do think it's really interesting, and I've been thinking about it. And
so you guys can recognize our voices, I'm just gonna face the campfire now. But
so, what do you think?
So, what I really think about the blank sign is that it was some sort of message to us. Some sort of sign.
And the thing is, we were talking about this with my dad. The thing is, the sign was stapled up. It was like wanted to be there. It was secured up there, but there was nothing on it. And it was one of those, you know, those kind of rubbery, plastically like signs
where nothing can come off of it.
It's like it doesn't just wash off. So
somebody purposely put it there for some reason.
It's like it's interesting. Now that's where it gets in the fact that we were joking around about KKK, but I mean, there could be possible drug deal down there. Who knows? I mean, it's down in the middle of nowhere. Nobody ever goes there. I basically own those woods.
And also, we're gonna talk about what we saw. Like, we saw a flashlight in the distance, but I didn't catch it on video.
Yeah, we weren't able to catch it on video, but there was a flashlight that I noticed it when I turned around to look at Trent, because
I noticed it when we went over to the sign,
and it was flashing in the distance, and it wasn't exactly flashing. It was kind of like you know, somebody's holding it and they kind of turn real quick, and it kind of, you know, glanced at us.
It might have been the sun. It might have been the I don't think that it was.
The sun wasn't enough, and if you guys could tell in the video, I know the video was actually pretty high quality. It was showing the best it could. It was actually a lot darker, like, I guess, to the human eye then, and yeah, I don't think the sun had any effect on it, and it's just weird. And there's no houses out there, nothing out there. The closest thing is like a while away. So,
and also we'd like to talk about the beacon that we've been using. It's the cell tower.
We were using a cell tower, and that's been kind of what we've used as our kind of.
So if you see in part 2 or tomorrow of this video, that just look for the big cell tower, and that is our beacon home.
Alright, so as you know, we were camping out together, and we made the choice that tomorrow morning around 5 o'clock we were going to wake up, and come out, get some breakfast cooked up, and then once it starts getting light enough, we would go on down there and explore for maybe about 4 hours if we can, and just search and see what we can find.
We'll record while we're getting ready, and
we'll record in the morning when we're getting
when we just wake up, when we do everything. So I'm setting an alarm for 5 o'clock. We're eating breakfast until 5:30 and waiting around 30 minutes around the fire until 6 o'clock when the sun just started. When the sun just starts coming up, we're getting Ayden's dad and we're telling him we're going out.
Yeah, we're gonna tell him.
We're heading out.
Go
I am
inside
packing.
And tell him that we're gonna leave.
I'm gonna pack way much more gear. I don't think I'm gonna wear the belt tomorrow because I'm gonna bring my backpack instead.
All right.
And I'm gonna, because there's side pouches, I'm gonna put it in there. Another thing that I would like to talk about is the path that we are going to take back to the route that we were originally at.
Yeah, so we're taking a different path. We're gonna be, as you saw, to leave, we cut through that wide field that just kept going on and on, that hilly, grassy field. We're gonna take that path to get down there and then cut in. I think it's gonna be an easier, shorter path. It's gonna be the same distance, if not less. It will be possibly a little more rough to get through, but it should not be as much time consuming. So,
and I think that is about it.
You've covered about everything at the moment.
So again, we are waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning for you guys because we really want to find something, and we know something is gonna go down.
Yes,
in those forests.
The last thing I'd like to tell you about a future video possibly is, I mean, this situation right now is either just some chemical type of stuff, just superstition that we're just kind of like we're finding interesting, or it could be, I mean, I've talked before, it could be some sort of, I mean, some people have talked to me and said it's like a ghost or type of demon like thing. Now, whether anything is true, I do know that it is pretty interesting. And speaking of ghosts, in the future we may have a video come out of some of the, I guess we could say, because we can't classify it at the moment, paranormal activities at my house lately. So we may talk about that in the future, but otherwise that's about all we got for tonight.
One more thing, Ayden. Could we talk about the history of this dig site?
Oh yes.
And the contents of
yes. Let me speak to you guys about the history. Now, I don't know a ton. It's actually, there's not much known down there about that area, but I do know the river comes through there, and for those of you who know us and know where we live, or like the areas, you know, a river is in our town, and that river goes through, cuts through a lot further down from the whole woods altogether there, and there are canals and stuff that have gone through. You can find those. There's been, I think, maybe 2 or 3 dig sites. I think the government or factories or something dropped a bunch of chemicals, and it all just sat there for tons, like probably 40 years, maybe 30 years, and came and have just started to retrieve it because they've realized it was an issue. I wish we could have maybe gotten some film in the past of them digging, but they were all in hazmat suits. Just so you know, the hole was probably maybe 40 feet deep. The water was completely green, which was weird. And yeah, it was pretty serious. They had fences put up and barbed wire and everything.
And you do think this has some effect to the forest?
I think it does, and I think that exact area, because that exact area that we've been looking in, it leads to the further you go and you take a left, it leads to the biggest dig site that's the most recent. I think it could have some sort of effect because that's the only area, and I've looked at maps, I've looked at some satellite images, it's the only area in the map that is like that way, and it's not very normal. And also, I think I've stumbled upon maybe one other dig site, I think, that was from a while ago. And it was full of like black water, black and green water. I can't exactly pinpoint where it is. I could probably find it if we wanted to investigate in the future that. But I definitely think that area down there has so many secrets that nobody knows. The law enforcement really doesn't know a ton about it. So I think that's something interesting that maybe we could do some research on and learn about in the future. Because it has so much history down in that area.
Alright, I think that's all we got for the covering of what we're going to do tomorrow and history and about everything about that forest.
Small talk about the
and a recap of what we did today also. So we will see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, so this morning didn't go as fully planned. We didn't wake up at 5 o'clock. I slept in for some reason. I didn't hear the alarm and I woke up at 8:30, which I had to leave at 9. So the next time I'll go over there is going to be part 2. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, go down and smash that like button, subscribe to be a puddle jumper, and turn on those notifications because we do post weekly. Now I'm done doing the outro by myself because Ayden is not here with me. He would say the same thing, but keep on jumping puddles.
Bitch, I wanna party like Chris.